Welcome to this recording in fast track mode of SAP Data Warehouse Cloud focusing on the capabilities of the ABAP adapter. I'd like to walk you through the capabilities of the ABAP adapter by connecting, accessing, and replicating data from an S/4HANA and an SAP BW4 system to SAP Data Warehouse Cloud. To walk you through the system, I have a space prepared where the according system connections have been maintained. So let's start a new graphical view, and within sources and connections, the ABAP BW4 system becomes visible and also the ABAP S4 system connection. It's important to mention at this point in time that we're leveraging the ABAP adapter to connect to the according dictionary of the BW4 and the S4 system, and we're leveraging the capabilities of the deployed objects available within the according dictionary. In terms of a BW4 system, the most important objects to connect to a Data Warehouse Cloud systems are the BW Data Store Object DSOs and also the BW queries, which can be generated as a provider. Both of the objects are visible within the extractor subfolder within BW. All right. Having said that, let's focus on the ABAP S4 connection. The important object from a Data Warehouse Cloud connectivity to S4 are related within the ABAP table section. So if you're interested to connect to a table visible from the data dictionary of S4, like Mara as an example, or if you're interested to leverage capabilities of the CDS view, you need to navigate down to the extractor section within the subfolder ABAP CDS. All right, having said that, let's move on to the Data Integration Monitor to highlight the details of the deployed objects. Let's get started to focus on the objects I prepared to connect to a BW4 system. In the first place, I want to highlight the capabilities in terms of switching the data access capabilities from remote into replicated for a DSO object. Let's change the data access method from remote to replicated using a DSO remote table connection. The ABAP connector is connecting to the dictionary and leveraging the deployed technical services of the DSO. In this case, the DSO is supporting a snapshot creation, which is pretty much always the case for all objects we can connect from an ABAP connection. But in addition, as this DSO is supporting Delta capabilities, we are also supporting the real-time replication of data relevant for a DSO object. Once we initiate replication, the refresh frequency status is changed to real-time and status is in initializing. So data gets replicated from the DSO to a local persistency in Data Warehouse Cloud. Due to the fact that data volume is low in this case, replication finished successfully already and status becomes active. Now, every time new data gets loaded into the DSO and activated, the data will be replicated to Data Warehouse Cloud local persistency. Next, we're going to focus on a query which has been generated as a provider. So we were able to generate a remote table from the ABAP connector to point to the object called ZNN_QR1, which is a query as a provider at the very end. Let's adjust the data access method from remote into replicated, where the ABAP connector is leveraging the capabilities of the deployed object within the BW4 dictionary. In this case, this object, like the query as a provider, is only supporting a real-time snapshot creation, like no real-time replication is supported in this case. Once we initiate the replication and refresh the status, The refresh frequency is set to none, like no refresh frequency, like a one-time snapshot creation. And the status is right now loading, and it will move on and change later on as we walk you through the further recording. Next part would be to focus on the S4 system connections and objects I created already. In the first place, we're going to focus on the connection to an ABAP CDS view, which is called CS DSL doc item DXF. So this is an active CDS view, and we want to adjust the data access method from remote to replicated. Now, the ABAP adapter creates a connection to the remote object, like the object in this dictionary of the S4 system. And in here, of course, we're creating a snapshot creation, but also real-time replication is supported. So this use case highlights the capabilities for real-time replication of an S4 CDS view. Refresh frequency has been changed to real-time, and status for data loading is now in the process of initializing. If you come down to the query, it's now status has been changed to available, so data has been replicated successfully. All right, so the CDS view data still gets loaded. Let's refresh one more time. Okay, still in process initializing. The other object I prepared connecting to the S4 dictionary is a single table connect to a table called Mara, which is the material information. Let's work on the data access method for this table. Once we switch the data access from remote to replicated, the ABAP adapter is connecting to the dictionary of the S4 system, and the capabilities of the table in terms of replication simply pop up. In this case, it's a simple table connect without any additional technical services. So this remote table is only supporting to create a snapshot if you want to persist data within Data Warehouse Cloud for this connection to a single table from the S4 dictionary. So let's start the replication. And the refresh frequency is set to none, so equivalent to the BW query. It's going to be a one-time data load like a snapshot creation. Let's get started with the previously created remote tables to the two LIS structures. Let's focus on the item extractor, and let's switch to replicated mode. As you can see on this screen, the real-time refresh frequency is disabled. It's only supported the one-time, like the non-refresh frequency, like a one-time load, like a snapshot, as the extract structure is not supporting a primary key, which would enable the real-time replication. So, and on this environment, we're supporting snapshots only. As you can see on the screen, the replication in the snapshot mode is being triggered, which would be also the same for the header table. And now let's move on to the business partner attribute table as we created the remote table on the previous steps. Once we switch to data access mode from remote into replicated, you do see that we have none, like snapshot, of course, always supported. But in this case, as the source table structure supports the primary key, we're also enabling the real-time replication for this service API extract structure. The refresh frequency has been identified as real-time, where within the lower part, it's snapshot. And once we refresh, we do see that the real-time replication is still going on. Having said that, That's going to be the end of this recording, and I hope I was able to illustrate the capabilities of the ABAP adapter in terms of remote data access and switching the access from remote into replicated using the capabilities of the snapshot creation and for the CDS view and the DSO object for the BW system to also establish a real-time replication, because the deployed objects support the capabilities of real-time replication. Thank you for watching this recording.